Hello, in this video we're going to give you a little preview of the upcoming multimedia features in FX Live. So because I need to show you the video output as well, I'm going to do it a slightly different way this time using the simulator so you can see the video image in what is currently the blue square on the right hand side of the screen. So this is an in-app purchase. I'm afraid I have to find some way of funding all of the endless number of combinations of iPads that I have to keep buying in order to test the software. So if you want to use multimedia, you need to purchase it in the in-app purchase. But there will be some special discounts for Facebook followers, so keep your eyes on the Facebook stream for that once it finally gets released. And then I'm going to start with a blank show you how this works. But firstly, how do you get video out of the iPad? Well, you've got two choices. You can either buy a multimedia adapter, something like one of these. That enables you to get out HDMI while still powering the iPad at the same time. Or you could stream using an Apple TV, in which case you can just use your iPad as normal, but stream the video output to the Apple TV independently of what you're looking at on your iPad screen. So if you purchase the multimedia, you'll have a couple of extra options in the design screen you can see here. A little picture of a movie icon and something called black. So when you start up the software, you'll have a blue screen on the video output, and if you see blue, then that means everything's working well. So probably the first thing you're going to want to add to a show is black, so we can just add black there as an event. You'll see once I've added a multimedia event, everything grays out because you can only have one multimedia event at the same time, obviously within a queue. So that's just to stop you making a mistake. So that will get black on the output. Then let's add another queue, and this time I'm going to go and pick a picture. Now there's a couple I've already imported here, but let's just show you how you might get them in. You've got a couple of choices. You could simply go into your Photos library and pick an image, and when you do that, just import it in. What you might want to do is give it a proper name, because internally on the iPad these will have a big long number like that, so you might want to call this something more sensible so that you can find it again. And there's a couple of other important buttons down here: stretch, aspect fit, or aspect fill. And this controls how that image gets shown on the eventual output. So stretch will make sure it fully fills the screen, but potentially is the wrong aspect ratio. Aspect fit will make as big as it can, but potentially with black bars around the side if it's not the right aspect ratio. And aspect fill will zoom the image in so that it completely fills the screen, but you may be cropping top or bottom or left or right depending on what shape your picture is. So probably aspect fit is the one you might want to use most of the time in order to avoid any stretching of images. Then you can control the speed at which the image fades in. So because we're fading in from black, we might want to add a couple of seconds there. The other way you can get things in is with Google Drive. So you could load an image in like that from your Google Drive account. Also, if I just close that and go back to the home screen, the iCloud Drive section, if you're connected, you would see video or graphic images listed there as well if you've dragged things into your iCloud Drive on your Mac. You can also simply click on an image in any other application. So if you use Dropbox, if you use email, any of those things, if you've got an image on your device, just click and hold on it, and it will import it or give you the option to open that in FX Live, and that's another way you could get it in. So let's stick one more image in here. In fact, let me put some music in just to sort of make sure you realize you can do both things at once. So let's pick a bit of piano music. Just turn the level down there. Now I want that to be a background effect because I want it to keep playing through the following cues. So let's add another picture in here. Let's have a waterfall. I'll make this a very slow transition. Do that. And then finally I'm going to fade to black again, so I'm going to add another cue and I'm going to add black in there, and this one wants to be again fade out over 2 seconds. So now if I go to the perform screen and hit take, then you see my screen has now gone to black on my output, so I'm ready to go. So on the next take we should get the image and the music at the same time, and there you saw it fade in nicely on the output. And you can see, you also get to see the image in the active events list, so you can sort of see what you're supposed to be playing out, and that's useful if you've not got your monitor plugged in at that time. You can at least test things without having an HDMI monitor connected. Now we'll transition through to the waterfall, and there we see a nice slow mix through to the waterfall there, and then finally a fade to black. We'll just stop that. So there you saw a simple example of how you can just put a few stills together. So the same is true of video. So let's go and add another cue here, back into Multimedia. I could load this in from my Google Drive. I've got a shortish clip there, but I think I've already downloaded that. So to save you having to watch that, I'll just flick across there, and here we can see that clip. And again, I can get to see this, and I can play it in the preview window, and I can potentially scrub around, and I can mark a different in point. So let's join this clip here, and again I can mark a different out point. So let's mark the out point before it cuts to the close shot, so that could be the out point. And again, I'll put a short transition on that just so that it fades up. And I'm going to turn the audio down quite low because I want to mix that with the piano. And the cool thing is I can combine audio from the video clips with audio that I'm playing independently. So I'll do that to show that. And then I'm going to add another video clip. And this time I'll have the drone montage, which starts in black, I think. Yeah, so I'm going to start that as its in point, and I'm going to make that a nice slow fade in. And because I want to use the music from the video at this point, I need to get rid of the music that's playing in the background. So I'm simply going to add it back in again. It's called that one. So I'm going to give it no audio level. And there we go. Right, that should then get rid of what's playing in the background. So let's try that. So we'll pick up on the in black. So there's black. Now we're going to take the first video clip. There we go. Now I caught the back end of the previous shot, so I might want to trim my in point a little bit there. I'll just let this run through to the end so you see what happens. Again, you can see you've got the preview of the video in your transition screen here, which is quite nice. Just turning the audio down a bit there so you don't get deafened. If I leave a video till it hits its out point, it will actually freeze like that. And so I can now mix off that into my next clip, which is starts with clouds. So that's quite a nice transition, and then in comes the music there. So basically you can see how easy it is to combine video with audio, with graphics seamlessly in your playlist. Trim the in and out points, adjust transitions, and you can sort of stop and do all the normal things like emergency stop, as I just did there, to fade to black. So there you go, that's a quick look at what the multimedia features do, and hope you're going to enjoy them.